Hi students, our next topic is biogeochemical cycles. So a constant interaction between the biotic and abiotic components of the biosphere makes it a dynamic and stable system. These interactions consist of a transfer of matter and energy between the different components of the biosphere, between the biotic and abiotic components of the biosphere. Now we can look at some processes involved in the maintenance of the balance, that is cycling of chemicals in biological and geological world. So first we can discuss about water cycle. Water cycle. We know water evaporates from the water bodies, but we don't see the seas and oceans drying up. So how is the water returning to these water bodies? All of the water that falls on the land does not immediately flow back into the sea. Some of it seeps into the soil and becomes part of the underground water. Some of this water, underground water, finds its way to the surface through springs, or we bring it to the surface for our use through wells or tube wells. Water is also used by terrestrial plants and animals for various life processes. Then the water from the various water bodies are evaporated as water vapor by the heat of the sun. So water falls down as rain to the surface, and some of this water flow into the river. Some of the water seeps underground. Okay, and this water that again gets evaporated as water vapor by the heat of the sun. So this water is evaporated and going up as water vapor by the heat of the sun. And when this water vapor goes up, climate is very cold when it goes up. When this water vapor cools, we know the process of condensation. When water vapor is cooled, it changes back into water. So when this water vapor goes up, when it reaches high, what happens? The climate is cold. So the water vapor cools and changes into water drops. And these water drops join together to form clouds. And when this becomes heavier, what happens? It will fall down as rain. So water vapor is going up and it comes back as rain also. Okay. And not only due to evaporation. You know the process of transpiration. So what is transpiration? Transpiration. What is transpiration? That is process of giving out water in the form of water vapor by the leaves of the plant. So we know plants leaves are giving out some amount of water in the form of water vapor through their leaves. So not only by evaporation, through the process of transpiration also some amount of water vapor is going up. Okay. Then we know the process of respiration. In respiration also, the food in our body is broken down by oxygen into energy, carbon dioxide and water. So energy we will use in our body, carbon dioxide and water is given out. So during respiration also water is given out. So not only through evaporation, through respiration and transpiration also water is given out and it is going up. Okay, so through evaporation water goes up, transpiration water goes up, respiration also water vapor goes up, and when it reaches higher, the climate is cold, so the water cools down or water vapor cools and changes into water drops. Then when it becomes heavier, it falls down as rain and come back to the surface of earth. And this rainwater flows into river and finally it reaches to the sea also. So the all process in which water evaporates and falls on the land, going up, coming back. So the all process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain and later flows back into the sea through river is known as water cycle. So this all process is called water cycle. Water falling, coming back to the surface of earth as rain, and again from water bodies it gets evaporated and goes up. there is no end. It is a continuous process. So this is going on, continuing. So this is called as water cycle. So you should study to draw the diagram also. Okay. So what is water cycle? The process in which water evaporates and falls on the land as rain. That whole process is called water cycle. Okay. Now we can look at another aspect of water cycle. That is, water is capable of dissolving a large number of substances. As water flows through or over rocks containing soluble minerals, some of them get dissolved in the water. So when water is flowing, some of the minerals that is present in the rocks get dissolved in water. And this water reaches the river. So thus, river carry many nutrients from land to sea, and these are used by the marine organisms. So the nutrients that is present in the rocks and all, it is carried by water to the river, and from river it is carried to the sea, and the marine animals are using these nutrients also. Our next topic is nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen cycle. Okay, so we know that nitrogen gas makes up about 78% of our atmosphere. That means major constituent of air is nitrogen. Now we can look how the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere is kept constant. We know that it is 78%, but we are using it, and also it is kept constant. So how the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere is kept constant, so that we can learn now. So nitrogen is one of the essential constituents of all living things because it is a part of many molecules essential to life, like proteins, nucleic acids. Nucleic acid means RNA, DNA and all. Then chlorophyll, and it is also a major constituent of some vitamins also. So proteins, nucleic acid, chlorophyll, vitamins, all these contain nitrogen. But we know that even if it is present in a major amount of gas in air is nitrogen, then also we cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. Plants also cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. So how then we get this nitrogen? We have studied that some bacteria called rhizobium, blue-green algae and all, they can fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into usable compounds of nitrogen. So these bacteria or those bacteria that can fix nitrogen are called nitrogen fixing bacteria. And these nitrogen fixing bacteria may be free living, or we can see they are associated with some leguminous plants. Leguminous plants means generally the plants which give us pulses, peas, beans and all. So that plants that give us pulses are called leguminous plants. And these bacteria, nitrogen fixing bacteria, live in association with the leguminous plants. They are found in the roots of these leguminous plants in special structures called root nodules. So they are found in the root nodules. So the bacteria that are living in the root nodules of leguminous plants, they will convert the atmospheric nitrogen into usable compounds, and it can be utilized by the plants. Then the plants will use this nitrogen for the synthesis of plant proteins and other compounds. Then the animals, those who feed these plants, they will get these proteins and other nitrogen compounds from the plants. Then other than these nitrifying bacteria, the only other manner in which the nitrogen molecule is converted to usable compounds is by a physical process, that is during lightning. Okay, so nitrifying Bacteria can fix atmospheric nitrogen. So, due to the action of nitrifying bacteria, atmospheric nitrogen enter into the body of plants and animals. And which is the other way through which atmospheric nitrogen enter into the body of plants and animals? That is during lightning. So, what happens? During lightning, the high temperature and pressure, you know, lightning. So, high temperature is there, pressure is there. So, due to that high temperature and pressure created in the air will convert the nitrogen in the air into oxides of nitrogen. And these oxides dissolve in water. There will be rain also during lightning. So, this lightning, that high temperature and pressure will, when lightning comes, that high temperature and pressure will convert the nitrogen in the air into oxides of nitrogen, and these oxides will dissolve in the rainwater, and it dissolves and changes into nitric and nitrous acids. So, the nitrogen will change into nitric and nitrous acids, and they will mix with water and fall on the land along with the rain, and from the fall on the land. So, from the soil, these are utilized by the plants and animals. Okay. So, which are the two processes through which nitrogen enters into the body of plants and animals? One is by the action of nitrifying bacteria, and the other way is through the process of lightning. Okay. So, we are taking in nitrogen from the air through these two processes. Then we are using it. Then how the amount of nitrogen is kept constant? We are taking it through these two processes, but the amount is always almost 78% of the atmosphere. So how it is kept constant? So to keep the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere constant, the amount of nitrogen that is taken into the body of plants and animals should go back into the atmosphere itself. Then only the amount of nitrogen will be kept constant. So how this nitrogen, that is nitrogenous compounds taken into the body of plants and animals, goes back into the atmosphere again. So when these plants and animals die, some bacteria and fungi that is present in the soil convert the nitrogenous waste in the body of plants and animals into nitrogenous compounds. So, when the plants and animals die, you know, that will decompose, decay and mix with soil. And in the soil, there are some bacteria and fungi, and they will convert the nitrogenous waste that is present in the body of these plants and animals into nitrogenous compounds. So, when these plants and animals die, the decomposers, that is certain bacteria or fungus that is present in the soil, they will break down the protein in dead organism and in animal waste and release some ammonium ions. And this ammonium ions can be converted into other nitrogen compounds, and this can be used by the plants again. So what happens when plants and animals die? Some of the nitrogenous waste compounds present in their body is converted into, or the proteins that is present in their body is broken down and released into ammonium ions, and that will change into some nitrogen compounds which can be used by plants again. So plants will use again. But there are some other bacteria called denitrifying bacteria. So these bacteria are called nitrifying bacteria, and there are some other bacteria called denitrifying bacteria. So nitrifying bacteria means they will convert atmospheric nitrogen into usable form. Then denitrifying bacteria means they will convert the usable compounds of nitrogen into atmospheric nitrogen. So what is the function of denitrifying bacteria? When these plants and animals die, some amount of nitrogenous waste in these dead bodies are converted into nitrogen gas by these denitrifying bacteria. So what is the function of denitrifying bacteria? Denitrifying bacteria converts some part of the nitrogenous compounds that is present in the when the plants and animals die, present in their body, that is converted into nitrogen gas. So what happened to the nitrogen gas? Nitrogen gas will go into the atmosphere again. Okay, so nitrogen gas goes back into the atmosphere also. Is it clear? So now it is a cycle. It is going into the atmosphere, coming back from the atmosphere, again going. First from the atmosphere. What happens? First from the atmosphere. Atmospheric nitrogen enters into the body of plants and animals by the action of which bacteria? Nitrifying bacteria, and also by the process of lightning. Okay, so from the atmosphere, the atmospheric nitrogen is converted into usable compounds that can be absorbed by plants and animals by the action of nitrifying bacteria and through the process of lightning. It enters, it reaches the soil, and from soil plants absorb it, and from plants animals also get the nitrogen. Then what happens when these plants and animals die? Some amount of it is some amount of it due to the action of decomposers is changed into usable forms and again used by the plants itself. But major amount, what happens? Major amount of it is converted into atmospheric nitrogen itself. How? Due to the action of denitrifying bacteria. Okay. So here, due to the action of nitrifying bacteria, nitrogen from atmosphere enters into the body of plants and animals. When these plants and animals die, some amount is changed into usable form by decomposers. Major amount of the nitrogen compounds that is present in the soil when the plants and animals die. What happens? Denitrifying bacteria will act on that nitrogen compounds present in their bodies. Will change into what? They will convert it back into atmospheric nitrogen, and this nitrogen will go back into the atmosphere itself. So you can see again what happened, again enter into the body of plants, again go back into the atmosphere. So now we can see a cycle here. So we call it as nitrogen cycle. Okay students, so this is the diagram of nitrogen cycle in your textbook. So here for atmosphere, nitrogen in atmosphere is there, and due to lightning or due to the action of rhizobium bacteria, this atmospheric nitrogen due to bacteria, it is converted into nitrites and nitrates, that is usable form. So plants can use it, or during lightning it is converted into oxides, and that is also used by plants, and from plants it enters into the body of animals. And when these organisms, plants or animals, when they excrete waste or when they die, the nitrogen in its tissues is in the form of organic nitrogen, that is ammonia or DNA. And various fungi and prokaryotes then decompose the tissue and release inorganic nitrogen back into the ecosystem as ammonia. So when these plants or animals die, where waste is converted into ammonia, and that process is called ammonification. Okay. Then this nitrification, that is the process that occurs to convert the ammonium to nitrite and nitrate. So due to nitrification, this ammonia is converted into nitrite and nitrates. Okay. And what happened to this nitrite and nitrates? They are again some amount is again used up by the plants, or these nitrites and nitrates are converted back into atmospheric nitrogen by the action of denitrifying bacteria, and that is called denitrification. So they will convert the nitrites and nitrates again back into atmospheric nitrogen, and nitrogen goes back into the atmosphere. Okay, again due to lightning or due to the action. So due to lightning or due to rhizobium bacteria, due to the action of rhizobium bacteria, it again enters into the body of plants, from plants into animals. Through their waste is converted into ammonia. Through nitrification it gets converted into nitrites and nitrates. Then denitrification, it gets again changed back into atmospheric nitrogen and goes back into the atmosphere. And here you can see atmospheric and industrial fixation. Industrial nitrogen fixation means manufacturing of ammonium salts and urea or chemical fertilizers. Okay. Is it clear? So about 78% that amount is kept constant, because some amount, how much we are using, that much amount of nitrogen is again going back into the atmosphere when the plants and animals die due to the action of denitrifying bacteria. Okay. So ammonification means what? The converting some fungi and prokaryotes will convert the decomposed parts of plants and animals into ammonia. Okay, and nitrification means converting the ammonium to nitrite and nitrate also. So always the amount of nitrogen in the atmosphere is kept constant. Clear? Okay, bye.